7 State versus Juan Alberto Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record? And for the defense?
Robert Featherston and Adam Hall for Mr. Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the defense has requested that the rule be invoked, so the rule is going to be invoked. My next question for both parties, with regards to the motion to suppress, was there a arrest warrant or a search warrant in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
So,
So,
Your Honor, we'll agree to that.
all right, so State, are you stipulating that there was no warrant?
Yes, Judge, we stipulate to it being a warrantless arrest.
All right. So then we're ready to proceed. You may call your witness.
State calls Officer Jeffrey Lesh.
Judge, if it please the court, it's our motion. We'd like to go ahead and call Benjamin Segala at this time.
Of course, but I'll tell, however parties want to proceed, you can proceed that way. But normally, if it's a warrantless arrest, then it shifts to the state. But if the state has no objections to allowing the defense to proceed first, then the court will proceed that way.
Yeah, I would prefer that the burden shift then to the state to proceed with testimony.
Counsel, it's the court's understanding of the law that once parties have stipulated that there's a warrantless arrest, then the burden then falls upon the state. But I understand it is your motion.
Judge, we'll proceed as the court wishes. It's my wish to go ahead and call Detective Segala. However, if the court has ruled that state can proceed, then we'll honor that.
Oh.
And Judge, as we bear the burden, we would ask that we be allowed.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, all of
Who they call him? Lesh. Okay.
They swear microphone up. It is for the court reporter to hear.
Yes.
Right, you may be seated. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you'll state your name for the record and spell your last name, please.
Jeffrey Lesh, L-E-S-H,
All right, state you may proceed.
Mr. Lesh, how are you presently employed?
by the San Antonio Police Department.
How long have you been employed with SAPD?
A little over 6 years.
What have been your assignments over the past 6 years?
Patrol officer,
What are your duties as a patrol officer?
to make routine calls and make routine traffic stops.
What is your educational background?
Criminal justice degree.
Okay, is that a 4-year degree?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your assignment on January 10th, 2024?
I believe it's for this case, for covert patrol or covert response unit.
Is covert response unit duties the same as normal patrol duties?
No, ma'am.
How do they differ?
Then I follow what the detective says, say that they need to pull over a vehicle, then we'll pull it over, do an investigative stop on it.
Okay. Were you on duty on January 10th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the hours of the shift you were working on January 10th?
I don't recall. We changed different times at that. I don't know if they called me in early at that time.
Is your microphone on, Lauren? No, the table? Yeah. Now it is, I apologize. Okay, were you in uniform on January 10th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in a March patrol unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working alone or with a partner on that date?
Alone at that time.
Okay. Are you familiar with the case under SAPD 24007209?
Yes, ma'am.
What case is that?
I believe the offense was possession of PG1 over 400 grams.
How did you become involved in that case?
I was advised to go contact Detective Segala at a via bus station downtown.
You were advised by whom?
The sergeants at covert response unit.
Where, you said a via bus station downtown. Do you recall the address?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall whether it was in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you observe when you arrived to the location?
Buses at the location, people at the location.
Did you ever enter the location?
Yes.
What did you observe when you entered?
People inside, and I was advised to go to the male restroom where Detective Segala was at.
Mhm. What happened next?
He told me that the person that he wanted to make contact with was inside the restroom. Detective Segala started talking to him, and then he wouldn't listen to commands and wouldn't come out of the restroom when we asked him multiple times. And then
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat the last part? I didn't hear it. You said something about coming out of the restroom.
we asked him to come out of the restroom multiple times. He wouldn't come out of the restroom, and we believe that he was destroying evidence. And then due to our safety of him possibly having a weapon, we kicked in or I kicked in the door and then took him to basically placed him on the ground and then placed him in handcuffs.
Okay, you said he was placed into handcuffs. Who was he handcuffed by?
I don't recall on that one. I don't know if it was me or Detective Segala.
Okay, did you identify the individual?
Yes, we got his ID.
Who was the individual identified as?
I believe his name was Juan Martinez.
Juan Martinez in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
That one, I don't remember what he exactly looks like.
So what is he wearing today? Is he in the courtroom today?
That I believe it's, I don't know.
Okay, what happened after Mr. Martinez was handcuffed?
After he was handcuffed, ma'am, we got him in handcuffs. He gave me consent to search his bag, where I got his ID, and then Detective Segala interviewed him.
Did you have any findings of searching the backpack that he had?
Any findings? I found a blanket and his wallet.
Okay, what did the backpack look like?
I don't recall.
Okay, did you have a body worn camera on January 10th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it operational?
Yes.
To your knowledge, was it functioning properly?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Lauren, did you turn the mic off by chance?
No, ma'am. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry.
Those are his initials and badge number.
All right, very good.
I'm gonna hand you what's been marked as State's Exhibit M1. What is this?
This was a CD.
Do you recognize it?
Yes.
How do you recognize
Due to looking at the video footage.
it? You have the contents on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of January 10th?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this time State moves to admit M1 into evidence.
Any objection?
For the purposes of this hearing, no objection.
All right, then State's Exhibit M1 would be admitted without objections for purposes of this hearing only.
Permission to publish?
Granted. And everyone, just give me one moment. Okay, you all may proceed.
Okay, so looking at the top right corner of this video, can you tell me the time?
16:54,
What time does that translate to not in military time?
4:54 p.m.
Playing State's Exhibit M1, State's Exhibit at 25 seconds. Who is this individual in the yellow shirt?
Detective Segala.
Okay, is that the SAPD uniform?
Yes.
He's wearing the SAPD.
Oh,
uniform?
no, that he's in a covert.
Resuming State's Exhibit.
You got a ticket? Yeah, I got a ticket. You see, open the door, let's see. Right, you have an ID? Hey, brother, we got an ID. Come on, officer. Come on, police. Police, yeah. Brother, open it. Come here, get it out. Why aren't you opening it? I was taking shit. Don't shit on my pants. Huh? I shit on my pants. Okay, well, we gotta call first. You know, what is in your bag? Oh, my bag, man. My bag, check. Yes. Okay. Man, look, I can really shit on my pants, man. What happened? She kicked me in the back. Nobody kicked you in the back. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Nobody kicked you in the back. You kicked me in the back. Let go. I shit on my pants, man. Okay. That's not okay. What do you want? Man, I shit on a box of corn. Hey, when did you get here? You did in the radio? Yeah, well, I did in the radio, but when it is on emotional. You brought me out to some over. Man, I shit on my pants, man. It's 20 times here. And I'm not so clean yourself up. This piece of it. But the minute you backed up, I'm not out to I'll get before you go, man. I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna do that. All right, I'm done, all right?
Causing State's Exhibit at 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Officer Lesh, did you count the currency?
Yes, ma'am.
How much currency did Mr. Martinez have on his person?
$4,180.
Resuming State's Exhibit at 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
So don't get argument, nobody said. Is that not the next person? I just want to about myself, that's what relax. And I'll explain everything to you as how we progress, okay? Relax. Not be argumentative. When I ask you again, anything else you're not waiting on, I don't have nothing. Yes, it's pretty fucking something. I don't get my car, sir. I'll get my car. I thought you were brothers. I was my brother, but I don't get my car. I didn't work out. I didn't figure it out. Okay. No, we'll talk about all that later. You're in the police car now for what? But you're being detained, all right? I explained that to you. Sir. Do you have anything else? No, sir. No other matters? No, sir. No, sir. No.
Yes.
Do you recall his answer?
I believe it was 20 minutes.
Did Mr. Martinez inform you what vehicle he was dropped off at the bus station in?
Yes,
What vehicle?
it was a light gray truck.
Resuming state's exhibit.
How did he get you? When did he drop you off?
About 20 minutes ago, sir. I just came in right now. About 20 minutes ago. About 20 minutes ago. What am I doing to James, sir?
Just told you. We're gonna get there. Give us 1 second. What vehicle did he drop you off at?
The end of the road, I can go.
What color?
Huh?
What color?
That's great. That's great. Good talking, sir.
Pausing state's exhibit at 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Officer Lesh, what happened next?
I believe we placed him in the back of the vehicle and I counted the money at the front of my vehicle.
Was Mr. Martinez ever told he was under arrest?
No,
Okay. Was Mr. Martinez ever transported from the bus station to anywhere else?
yes.
Where was he transported to?
I believe it was a 555 academic court.
That location.
That's the property room. There's multiple units that are there, but then there's a interview room there.
Was he formally interviewed?
I believe so.
Was Mr. Martinez booked into the Bexar County Jail on January 10th, 2024?
We brought him inside and then then I was advised to take him out of jail.
So was he booked or not?
He wasn't booked. We brought him into jail and then they searched him and then I was advised by Detective Segala to take him out we never went to, and he never saw a judge there.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Is it Officer Lesh or Detective?
Officer Lesh.
Okay. Officer Lesh, when you responded to the Greyhound bus station, you had no probable cause or reasonable suspicion with respect to the individual that was in that restroom stall, did you?
I was advised by a sergeant to go there and meet with Detective Segala, and then I made contact with the Detective Segala.
So you were there at the direction of someone above you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Not for anything that you had personally observed to involve reasonable suspicion or probable cause, correct?
No,
No, in that.
I didn't have any. I was just advised by the sergeant or
Okay,
anyone
great.
above me to make contact with him.
So you walked in to the restroom and you see that Detective Segala is peeking through the cracks of a restroom stall, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you come up, you approach Detective Segala, and I'm sure you're trying to figure out why Detective Segala is looking into a closed restroom stall door, correct?
At this point, I believe I was informed by someone, I don't know who, about there being a transfer of a kilo of
Transfer of what?
of a kilo of narcotics.
Okay, was that over the radio?
I don't remember, sir.
Okay, did you observe that?
No.
Okay, so you heard this from a source you cannot identify, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, but let's talk about what you did observe in that restroom by that bathroom stall door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you did observe Detective Segala is peeking through the cracks of the closed door of that stall, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Detective Segala is also the person that's directing you at that point, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and in fact, it was Detective Segala, while he's peeking through that door and observing the person inside, that he then motions you to kick the door in. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you complied with that request from him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you did not observe a firearm on the defendant, correct?
No.
You did not observe him destroying any evidence, correct?
No, because we couldn't see inside the restroom.
You couldn't see, but Detective Segala could see, because you testified that he's looking through the crack at what is going on inside. You kicked the door because Detective Segala told you to kick the door, correct?
Yes.
Okay, not because of anything that you observed at the scene, correct?
Yes.
Prior to kicking the door in, did you know the identity of the individual in the stall?
No.
When did you learn the identity of the individual in the stall?
When I had his ID.
And did you have a warrant when you pulled that ID from the individual in the stall?
No,
Did you have any exception to the warrant requirement for locating that ID?
I don't recall on that.
No, no exigent circumstances, right?
I was going off of what Detective Piscala, because he's been doing his investigation.
Exactly right. You're going off what Detective Segala told you to do and nothing else, correct?
Yes,
And isn't it true that you never announced yourself as San Antonio Police Department or SAPD open the door?
no,
Never said that.
no,
In fact, you didn't say anything, correct?
no. Or yes,
It
I
was-
did not say anything.
It was Detective Segala that was talking, correct?
Yes,
And Detective Segala said, "This is Greyhound. Can I see your ticket?" Correct?
yes,
And then when the individual in the stall showed him the ticket above the door, Detective Segala says, "I need to see an ID," correct?
yes,
Okay. And this is the Greyhound bus station in downtown San Antonio, right?
yes.
How many times have you responded to the Greyhound bus station for a problem?
I don't believe I have.
You never have? Is that your patrol area?
No, sir.
It's not? Okay. I think you know that there's a reputation of that particular bus station for a lot of police calls.
I don't know, sir. I don't work that area.
So you wouldn't be able to opine about the safety of individuals inside the Greyhound bus station?
No,
You wouldn't be able to opine about the safety of individuals inside of closed stall doors with strangers knocking on the door? Well, if you're at the Greyhound bus station and you're in the bathroom stall relieving yourself, someone knocks on the door, would you be a little leery of that?
I don't know. I can't say what he felt.
What you would feel?
I don't know what I would feel. I don't know how my day was going on that day. I don't know what I would feel because I haven't been in that situation.
Okay, so you're telling the court that you would not be a little bit leery about somebody knocking on a stall door that you're in?
Man, I would ask who it is.
Okay, and did the person in the stall door ask who that was?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
Would the video show that what happened?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. The video would be. Can we replay that video, please?
You got a ticket? Let me see it. Open the door, I see it. Right, you have my ID? Hey, brother, we got an idea. Come on, please.
Stop the video. Okay, so the person in the stall is asking for the ID of the individual that's knocking on the door, correct?
Well, I asked for their ID.
Did you not just hear that the individual in the stall is asking for the ID of the person knocking on the stall?
I didn't hear that. I heard me
Back
asking
it up
for
and
someone.
replay it.
Open the door, I see it. Right, you have my ID? Hey, brother, we got an idea.
Hey, stop it. You have ID. Who said that?
I believe Detective Segal asked for the ID, and then I said we need an ID.
Ah, okay. But you would agree with me that the video is the best source for that, correct?
Source of
Of evidence.
yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think you'd also agree with me that there was no attempt to give Miranda in this case.
I don't recall when I was dealing with him. I don't believe we did. We read Miranda to him.
Okay, so from your direct observation during your participation, you did not observe Miranda rights being read to the defendant.
Not that I recall.
And so just to be clear, you really kicked that door open because Detective Segala motioned you to kick that door, correct?
And I could not see in there.
Okay, you couldn't see in there, but Detective Segala could see in there, correct?
I can't testify to what he saw.
Well, you just said so earlier that he'd been looking through the crack of the door.
I mean, it appeared that he was looking through the crack, but I couldn't see what he saw.
Well, how wide was that crack?
I don't know. It was
Okay.
very small.
No, small, tiny? Are you saying it's tiny?
I'm saying it's small. I can't see all right there.
Excuse me, just one moment. Off the record for a moment, please. Mama, could you give this to Attorney Galloway for them to review? All right, and it's something unrelated to this case. It's state for the review if you have any objections over the request for a PR bond. And so we'll continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
All right.
Officer Lesh, you on cross discussed the searching of the wallet in the bag of the defendant. Did you ask him if he could search?
Yes,
So you received consent.
yes.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any further questions?
When you asked the defendant for consent to search, isn't it true that the defendant is laying on the floor, correct?
Yes.
In a dirty bathroom, correct?
I don't know if I can't say if it's clean or not.
With fecal matter in his pants, correct?
I don't know. I didn't look at his pants.
Are you telling me you couldn't smell it?
No,
You couldn't smell
I don't recall what I smelled at that time.
it. Let's replay the video. Let's just restart.
Hurry up, wait, open the door. Hurry up. What? You got a ticket? Yeah, I got a ticket. You see it? Open the door, let's see. You have my ID? Hey, brother, we got an ID. Come on, I'll take it. Come on, please. Brother, open it. What am I doing? Why aren't you opening it? I was taking shit, look at you, my pants. Huh? I shit on my pants. Okay, well, we got a call first, so there's a fact and all. What is in your bag? Oh, my bag, man. My bag, check? Yes. Okay.
Okay, you can stop the video. All right. So you've got a black wallet in your hand and you're looking at it. What is that?
Black wallet.
Yeah, whose wallet is that?
I believe it's Juan, or yeah, the male on the floor.
Okay, and you got that before he gave permission for you to do anything, correct?
I believe, I don't know if it was in his backpack or if it fell out of his backpack. I don't recall on that. What I remembered is I thought I got it out of his backpack
You're looking at it before he gives permission for you to do anything, correct?
on that. So we had to get him ID'd.
All you have to do is answer the question. You're looking at the wallet before he gives you permission to do anything, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, he does give you permission, though, to look in the backpack, correct?
Yes,
Okay. But he's obviously lying on the floor, correct?
yes,
In the bathroom, correct?
yes,
He's already indicated to you that he shed his pants, correct?
yes.
Okay. And are you telling this court that that's not coercive?
Coercive to ID himself or to place him in custody.
Okay, Officer Leash, if you are laying on a floor in a bathroom and you've shed your pants and you've got a man standing over you demanding to look in your backpack, what are you going to say?
I don't know what I would say.
You don't know what you would say. Okay, I'll pass the witness.
State?
Nothing further for this witness, Judge.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused by the state, Judge.
If it please the court, excused.
All right, the rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone until the conclusion of this hearing.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm sorry, I can't excuse him. He was further at the scene where another individual was arrested later in the day. So I do need to recall him for
All
that.
right, so if you'll just make sure that you remain here. My understanding is that this hearing will be concluded today. So if you just remain so that either party can recall you, but the rule is still invoked, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. If you'll remove the square. All right, state, call your next witness.
Benjamin Segala.
Thank you. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Detective Benjamin Segala.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. How are you presently employed?
Sorry, ma'am.
How are you presently employed?
Detective with San Antonio Police Department, currently with the Street Crimes Gun Unit.
How long have you been employed with SAP?
23 years. This will be my 24th year.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been with the Street Crimes Gun Unit?
I recently transferred over from the covert unit 5 months ago or so.
How long were you on the covert unit?
A couple of years. I was on covert night and then covert days and transferred over to the Street Crimes Gun Crimes Unit.
Do you have any special training pertaining to your duties as a police officer?
In a covert capacity, surveilling, stopping, suspicious activities, complaints.
As a part of the covert unit, do you investigate narcotics cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Generally, what does the covert unit do?
We investigate narcotics cases, but it can be property crimes cases, projects that come from the chief's office, whether wanted people, it could be a number of things. but narcotics is one of them, yes.
As part of your duties when you were in narcotics, did you ever discuss drug trends with other narcotic officers?
Yes, during, casual conversations, whether we're sharing notes in regards to complaints, about folks that are trafficking narcotics in a neighborhood or specific complaints, we may talk about what kind of drugs, do they traffic a lot of drugs, small amount of drugs. It's just a number of things we share notes about.
Approximately how many narcotics cases would you say you've handled in your experience?
I couldn't say for sure, ma'am. I say a lot, but I can't put a number on it.
You said a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What, do you debrief individuals arrested with narcotics and gather intelligence about local trends in trafficking?
I make it a point to, when we have an arrest or when I have an arrest, to debrief the suspect. During course of debriefing, you may find out information in regards to other criminal activity that they may be involved in, or people that they know of may be involved in, and they're kind of in that same circle or know of that circle. It's just a habit of debriefing.
Have you done debriefs on few or many occasions?
Many occasions.
What was your assignment on January 10th, 2024?
I was working with the covert evening shift or evening unit.
Were you on duty?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the hours of that shift on January 10th?
On the evening shift, we started at noon, 1700, 5 o'clock in the afternoon till 03 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Are you familiar with the case under SAPD 24007209?
Yes, ma'am.
What case is that?
That's the possession with intent case of cocaine.
How did you become involved in that case?
I had received a complaint on a separate suspect, and I established surveillance on that suspect, obtained a license plate, and followed up maybe a week later or so with mobile surveillance on him, and that led me to this case. During surveillance, that suspect led me to this case.
Were you in uniform on January 10th, 2024?
No, ma'am. We work in plainclothes capacity and unmarked units.
Now, is working in plain clothes the same as being undercover?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you equipped with body worn camera on January 10th?
We do carry body worn camera on our heavy vest when we need to take action. But there are certain situations or circumstances where that would not be ideal for the case. So we would take our vests off or take we would not wear our body camera.
So on January 10th, were you wearing your heavy vest then?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I carry it with me. That's only to put on in case, a serious crime, or we're about to, whether it be search warrant, arrest warrants, we're executing those things, then we'll put it on.
And when you say carry it with you, do you mean carry it on your person or do you take it in your vehicle?
In my vehicle, yes.
Okay. What were you doing on the afternoon of January 10th, 2024?
I had I started my shift a little earlier than normal because I wanted to establish surveillance on the known suspects from a case before. So I started my day watching him, and during the course of surveilling that suspect, I followed him to a school where he was picking up his kids. Then from there, he continued on to the bus station and picked up the gentleman.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. We're going to break it down a bit. So you stated you were conducting surveillance. Do you remember the address at which you started your surveillance at?
No, ma'am, I have to refresh my memory on the exact address.
Report in relation to this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Would viewing that report refresh your recollection?
I'm sorry?
Would viewing that report
Yes, ma'am.
refresh your recollection?
Yes, ma'am.
And in this case, you wrote an incident report and a prosecution guide, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm handing you would have been marked with it M2 and M3 for identification. Will you please refresh your memory of the location and let me know when you have sufficiently done that?
Yes, ma'am. On my prosecution guide, the location where
So what did you observe at the Autumn Vista address?
I observed the suspect that I had information on. The walk out of his house, out of his residence, get in a white pickup truck along with a female. They pulled out of the house and they drove over to a elementary school, middle school.
Stop you there. So you stated You observed this suspect. Why were you watching this suspect?
I had previously in a separate case, observed him deliver a pound of methamphetamines. And I obtained a license plate during surveillance of that location. And, that plate registration led me to Autumn Vista. And during that suspect delivered the methamphetamines at the Autumn Vista address, getting in that white pickup truck.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna stop you there. Hold on. Do you believe this suspect is engaged or was engaging in narcotics trafficking?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you stated there was a vehicle that you obtained a license plate from. What was the make and model of that vehicle?
Truck is,
What model? The license plate of that vehicle?
no, ma'am, I have to refresh my memory to
You
get
can
exact
do that.
plate numbers.
Did you refresh your memory as to the license plate?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Is there, I guess have a,
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Deputy Laura, we have everything here. I didn't know we had spare readers.
I'm sorry, I meant to bring mine. I didn't bring mine.
If they don't work,
Yeah, Chevy Silverado, white in color.
to refresh his memory for reading the report. But directly reading from the report to answer a question that's been asked is improper, and I object.
All right, that objection will be overruled.
Okay, so after you observed the individual get into the white truck, actually before that, do you recall, or I guess, can you describe what the individual that got into the white truck looked like?
He looked like a white male, heavy set, 5'11", just taller, white male, and the female, Hispanic female, adult.
Did the male get into the driver's seat?
Yes, ma'am. He got in the driver's seat, female got in the passenger seat.
Okay, what happened next?
They got in, they reversed, they pulled out of the neighborhood, out of Autumn Vista and onto Desert Vala, hit it over to I-10, and from I-10, they went over to the, their children's elementary school, middle school. I forget, but they drove over there and I stayed and maintained surveillance on both.
Okay, approximately how long was it from the home on Autumn Vista to the school?
It was the traffic in that area, a few minutes. It wasn't very far.
And then what happened, or I guess how many children were picked up?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
How many children were picked up?
Two children, two kids.
Okay, and then what happened?
He picked up two kids. They maneuvered out of the school back on the I-10, headed west, and I continued to follow.
Okay, when you continued to follow, were you the only individual following?
At that point, yes, I was still solo following down I-10.
Did the vehicle make any other stops?
Yes, ma'am. It was as we got closer to Colorado Street. He had his turn signal to exit on Colorado, and I knew of a bus station there. The Omnibus bus station was transports folks from border towns usually to San Antonio. And during that course is when I asked for other detectives for assistance.
Why did you ask for others?
It's been through my experience over the course of 23 years in training that these bus stations are used to carry narcotics from border towns to San Antonio on their way to their destination. So they carry them in their luggage or in the bags in the compartment of the bus. And so the red flags were there, from the onset because of the suspect involved in delivering a pound of methamphetamines to driving over to the bus station. It just, he's just checking the boxes as far as being involved or transporting or picking up narcotics.
Okay, so you state the bus, or no, I'm sorry, that the truck exited for the Colorado exit. Did he stop at the Omnibus Express station?
Yes, he did. He pulled into the Omnibus station, reversed his truck right in front of the front door. I pulled in a couple cars behind. I pulled into the left. If you're facing the door of the building, I pulled into the left and took a parking stall
Okay,
with a clear vantage point of the front door and the pickup truck to my right.
did you make any observations?
Yes, ma'am. I saw the gentleman here exit the bus station after a few minutes, not very long. Exits the bus station to the front door, walks to the pickup truck and gets in the rear passenger of the pickup truck. And second boxes that were checked is he was not carrying any luggage, to stay or to leave as though he was staying for a few days or maybe had stayed over there for a few days. So you check that box, hey, he's carrying a small bag, backpack type bag. with a design on it. That's all he had. And I found that odd, but I also checked the box as possibly being involved at this point because of the fact he's not carrying any luggage or anything like that and jumps in the back seat of the truck.
I'm gonna pause you there. So you stated he was carrying a small backpack, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe that backpack?
It's a small bag. It may have been a smaller backpack. I described it maybe as a kid's backpack, but it just may have been a smaller backpack with a design. And I'm not sure on the design the bag had, but I'm trying to stay as covert as possible because I'm in really close proximity. But he was carrying a bag, color design on the bag, smaller, and he got in the truck.
Okay, and now, do you see the individual in the courtroom today that you saw exit the omnibus station?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
Yes, ma'am. He's sitting right there wearing the orange jumpsuit.
For the record, the witness has identified the defendant. At the omnibus station, did you see the front passenger or the children exit at the omnibus station?
Nobody exited the truck. They all stayed in the truck. As the gentleman was exiting and walking towards the truck, he waved at the driver. He smiled, waved at him as if to, hey, as they know each other. And before getting in, but nobody got out of the truck.
What happened next?
When he got in, they immediately left the parking lot, got back on I-10, and I continued to follow. They drove in the direction of the Greyhound bus station. And by this time, I have support from other covert detectives, so we're following, going down I-10 and then into downtown and over to the Greyhound bus station.
Okay. Now, do you recall the address of the Greyhound bus station?
No, ma'am, I don't recall the exact address now.
Is it in Bear County?
I'm sorry.
Is the Greyhound bus station in San Antonio?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Is San Antonio in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Approximately how far is the Greyhound station from the Omnibus Express station?
I don't know exact miles, but it's a short amount of distance. It's not that far from Colorado into downtown. I mean, you're close, but I can't tell you exactly how far.
So as the bus moved from the Omnibus station to the Greyhound station, could you see how many people were inside the vehicle?
I can still see the driver, I can still see the female, and I can see this gentleman in the back seat.
Did you observe any movements inside the vehicle?
I can't tell you with absolute certainty that they were moving and talking, but I just could see silhouettes of people. As they entered the truck, they stayed, and there was no stop. They didn't stop any other place.
Were the windows on this vehicle tinted?
I believe so.
Approximately how long? Well, I retract that. What happened once the vehicle got to the Greyhound station?
As he approached the Greyhound bus station, he pulled up where the bus terminal is at, where that bus is actually parked. He pulled up behind that parking area where the bus is stopped. Gentleman gets off of the back seat of the truck and walks inside the Greyhound. And I stayed with him. I parked my car. I left everything in my car, radio, everything, and I communicated by radio to other covert detectives that were assisting. And I gave direction to follow the white pickup truck, and it took off. I mean, it was pretty quick. And he did drive at a fast rate of speed. That's the way he usually drove, but he dropped him off and he took off pretty fast rate of speed. Other covert detectives assisted in following it. And I got off on foot and maintained eye from the point that he was dropped off while he was waiting in the lobby. While he was in the lobby, he purchases a ticket. I guess another ticket back to Laredo where he was going. Purchases a ticket and he waits around in the lobby for going into the men's restroom.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you there. So do you recall approximately what time the Silverado arrived to the Greyhound station?
The white Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, approximately what time did it arrive?
What time? I don't know, ma'am. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Okay, but approximately how much time was between station 1, the omnibus, and station 2, the Greyhound, you said?
Yes, ma'am, but there was traffic. So there was traffic on I-10 giving into downtown. There usually is. So I would say 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know.
Speculation. He's already testified. He didn't know for sure.
All right, that'll be overruled.
It was a short amount of time. It wasn't a 45-minute wait. It wasn't a 30-minute wait. It was inside of 30 minutes. And because in that time frame, other covert detectives arrived pretty quick, and we were able to get on him and follow him all the way to the Greyhound.
Based on your experience, are short car rides such as, picking someone up at one spot and dropping them at another, a short ride like that, is that consistent with narcotics trafficking?
Just the ride alone. I mean, short rides like that alone are, maybe the sale of narcotics, right? Smaller, but this was more of a trafficking. Because he's dropping him off, he's picking him up at one bus station, dropping him off at another bus station, and he's getting a one-way ticket back. And again, he got off the truck with no luggage. He had nothing to tell me that he was staying a weekend or a week. Hey, I'm visiting, my brother. He had nothing, he's just an empty bag that he was carrying.
So taken alone, the ride is not sufficient, but or I guess in consideration with other things you observe.
Yes, with
you were
other things,
developing reasonable
yes, ma'am, with other things together from the route that they were taking and what they were doing, yes, that would be more of a narcotics trafficking scenario, yes.
Okay, what did you do once the individual purchased the ticket? What did you observe?
He purchased the ticket, and a few minutes later, I maintain constant eye on him in the lobby area. And after a short time, he walked to the men's room. I during this course, I was asking for assistance from uniformed officers in order to make contact with him. So I was trying to get uniformed patrol or bike patrol in the area to help me contact the individual.
Why did you want the assistance of a uniformed patrolman?
I wanted them to know, hey, it's police, first of all, for identification purposes, we're police. And make contact with him, identify him, ask him some questions, detain the individual.
Did you request proof of a bus ticket from the individual in the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I wanted to find out if he was going back home, which in my mind, I believe that he was. Which checked the box of him coming down for a purpose and going right back. It was not a visit for a weekend or.
Was proof of the ticket provided?
I'm sorry?
Was proof of the ticket provided?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at any point, did you announce as police?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
He was in the stall in the men's restroom, and we identified as police, both in English and in Spanish. And I asked for a bus ticket, I asked for identification, before making contact with the uniformed officer.
did you request the individual to come out of the stall?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he follow your commands?
No, he stalled. He was there a little bit. And through my experience over the years, there's a safety concern there because he may have a weapon on his person. He may have additional narcotics for personal use, and he may be destroying it. He may be flushing it. He may be hiding it in the trash can. And I can't see what he's doing. And the level of the suspect involved in the narcotics trafficking, he's not a street level guy. He's more up in the chain, and he's involved in weapons charges and other. But there's weapons involved.
I'm gonna pause you there. You said he is in upper level trafficking. Are you referring to the other suspect you were surveilling, not this individual?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also stated you weren't sure what he was doing inside the stall, but you were looking through the crack in the stalls, correct?
Yeah, I was trying to see what he was doing. He was standing up. I could see his back. I couldn't really see what he was doing. And again, my concern that this guy involved with a upper tier guy may have a weapon. He may have a weapon. He may be trying to destroy evidence. I didn't want him to destroy anything, or hurt us, or hurt, for all the safety of all parties involved. I gave direction to Officer Lesh to push the door open and, let's detain him, to put handcuffs on him.
So prior to directing Officer Lesh to kick the door open, do you believe you had reasonable suspicion?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on what?
Based on everything that I had seen from what I knew about the original suspect, the direction that he took, where he picked him up, where he dropped him off, no luggage, going back home, what he was doing in the stall, trying to avoid, not listening to direction. I think altogether, yes, I had reasonable suspicion to make contact.
Okay, so once you made contact, was the individual handcuffed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who handcuffed him?
I assisted Officer Lesh. putting cuffs on the individual.
Okay, did the individual identify himself?
Yes, during the course of the investigation, he eventually did identify himself,
What was his name?
Juan Martinez. And during the course of attempting to detain him, he kind of wasn't cooperative. We have to escort him down to the ground in order to put cuffs on him.
Okay. Was Mr. Martinez pat down at any point?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
During the pat down, again, you know, for fear of or for suspicion of maybe additional narcotics or maybe a weapon involved. Yeah, he was patted down. And that's when we discovered that he had a large bulge in his left pocket.
Okay, and what was that left bulge?
It was cash. It was $4,000 in cash. in his
And
left-
is that amount a large or a small amount, like size wise?
Size-wise, no, it was size-wise, it was larger.
Like a sizable wad, I guess.
Yeah, it was a large wad of cash.
Based on your training and experience, may large sums of cash be consistent with narcotics transactions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you ask Mr. Martinez how long he had been in San Antonio?
We were asking him, you know, where he's coming and going. I think he said something to the effect of visiting a relative.
Yes, yes, Detective Segala, but did you ask how long, time-wise, had he been in San Antonio?
I believe I did, ma'am, but I don't remember exactly word for word
Do you recall his answer of how long he had been there?
how long he had been here. You know, a short amount of time, just that brief time frame between the bus station to bus station.
Okay, would it surprise you to learn in the video that he stated he had been in San Antonio since 11 a.m.?
I'm sorry.
Would it surprise you to learn in the video that he informed y'all that he had been in town since 11 a.m.?
If that's what he said, yes. I don't remember exactly what he had said word for word. It's the time frame.
Okay. Did you vocalize at any point that he was being detained?
Yes, ma'am, several times. And he asked, and I say, "Hey, you're being detained. I'll explain to you here in a minute. Give me some time." And he answered with, "Why am I being detained?" I said, "You're being detained. I'll give you an answer here in a minute." As we're escorting him outside the bus station and securing him in a patrol car.
Why did you secure him in a patrol unit?
In order to identify him first, let's get a good, let's run him. Let's get a good identification on the individual. If he's from here, just to get hit, has he been arrested before? Just to continue on with the investigation of identifying and whether he's been involved in any other past crimes or any other incidents here in San Antonio.
Did you develop probable cause to arrest Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am. During the course of simultaneously, I would say, during the course of contacting Mr. Martinez and escorting him outside, securing him in a patrol car, I'm relaying information about what we have, and the other group is relaying information about what they have. And it was discovered that there was a kilo of cocaine found inside a kid's backpack of the two kids that were inside the truck. They had concealed it inside a bag, I guess, and they found that on that stop during the course of us contacting Mr. Martinez.
Okay, so once you were advised that the suspected narcotics were found in the vehicle, you believed you had probable cause to arrest?
Yes, ma'am. When I learned about that, it was, it was almost at the same time. I think two separate investigations happening at the same time. I'm getting phone calls. I'm relaying information. They're relaying information. And at that point, we had probable cause for the arrest.
Did you inform Mr. Martinez he was under arrest?
Yes, ma'am.
What was he under arrest for?
For the possession of, or being involved in the possession of the cocaine.
Was Mr. Martinez transported to academic court?
Yes.
Was he ever formally interviewed?
Yes, we transported him over. My initial thought process was to transport him over to one of the interview rooms, academic court, to get a formal statement from him, Mirandize him, get a statement from him at that point. But my focal point was on the first suspect. That was my attention. And as we progressed, I determined that I didn't need to get a statement from him, and made other decisions after that. But I didn't go back and get a statement from him. I just determined my focal point was over here.
So you never went back and got a statement. So does that mean he was also never Mirandized?
Yes, he was not Mirandized by me. I didn't take an official statement from him.
Okay. Do you recall approximately when during your investigation at the Greyhound location you learned that a stop was conducted on the Chevy Silverado? like temporally, do you recall when you learned that the Chevy Silverado had been stopped?
It took a little while for the Silverado to stop. It was going up I-10. The guy took a little bit to stop. So during the time frame of us contacting Mr. Martinez in the restroom to putting him in the patrol car, that's in that same time frame. I learned later that he didn't immediately stop. He kept going up I-10 before stopping at the Shell station over by Crossroads. And that's when we started relaying information. Hey, we've got this, I this. Okay, we've got this guy situated, and this is what we have, just back and forth.
Okay, but you stated that it was near simultaneous, right? They
Yes,
were
ma'am,
at
yeah.
the same time. Okay. Did you ever make the scene of where the Chevy was stopped at?
Yes, ma'am. When I gave direction to Officer Lesh to transport academic, I wanted to make the scene of the stop over at the Shell station. And determine, the identification, just verifying my investigation notes with what we had, we had our stop and our contact, over at the Shell station. So yeah, I made that scene.
Do you recall how far it was from the Greyhound station?
From roughly the Crossroads Shell station, Crossroads Mall area, into downtown. I don't know exactly how far it is. It's a short distance, but I couldn't tell you exactly how far. A few
What
minutes.
did you observe when you arrived?
I saw mark units and cover detectives. They were assisting me with supervisors on scene. A backpack, a kilo of cocaine taped in black plastic, and it was tested there in the field.
You said you observed a kilo of cocaine and it was wrapped in black plastic.
Like tape. I'm sorry, like tape.
Okay, tape. In black tape, is the way that it was packaged consistent in your training and experience with narcotics trafficking?
Yes, ma'am. We've seen large amounts of narcotics, either black tape, brown tape, saran wrapped, different sizes, rectangular, square. It's just different colors, different sizes. It just depends on how they're smuggling it over in the compartments of vehicles. They're smaller, rectangular size, but there's bigger. It's just how these traffickers, are using vehicles or couriers. That's, I guess, I've seen different packaging types and sizes.
Approximately how large would you describe this package was?
I guess if I take the paper, the dimensions of the report here, and maybe thicker, but it's roughly the size of your paper here, and a few inches.
Did you observe the contents of the package?
When I made the scene, yes. It was open to be tested, and it would have white powdery substance inside the
So-
package.
That white powdery substance, what is that consistent with based on your training and experience?
Cocaine.
Based on your training and experience, based on your training and experience, is the amount of the substance present consistent with narcotics trafficking?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how much would you estimate was present at the scene?
At that time, roughly a kilo of cocaine ranges in price between $25,000 and $28,000, and the money that the individual had, Mr. Martinez, dollar figure may be consistent with carrier cash just for transporting the dope. He may have just got paid to transport the dope into San Antonio, but the kilo is between 25 and 28,000 at that time.
Does the price fluctuate?
It may fluctuate. It just depends.
Based on what?
The folks that are selling it, it's not uncommon for one, on past experiences that, hey, Joe is selling me a kilo at 24,000, and Ed, it has him over here at 28,000. It's like a business, so they upcharge. So there's it's not a big fluctuation, but there's differences that I've seen.
Okay, so in your training and experience, does drug transactions require people in various roles?
Yes, ma'am. So you need we call them mules. You need the trafficker, the transport guy, the middleman making the deal, all the way up to the customer purchasing the narcotics. So altogether, the smuggler, the trafficker, the person making the purchase, down to the consumer, it's all part of, I consider it the whole thing as a trafficking scenario.
Are all of those roles essential to the business of trafficking drugs?
Yes, ma'am, because again, it's in my experience in years past that you hear conversations from the cooks, from suspects, that say, hey, I'll get you your order. I'm using an example. We're finding people to transport it for you. We just don't have the people to transport it right now. So in my experience is they're trying to hire people to transport said narcotics, to where they're going. And sometimes you hear that they're having a hard time. So, it's not uncommon for them to be looking and paying folks $4,000, $6,000 or whatever the price is. Or maybe.
Okay, and are all of the various roles parties to an offense of delivery of a controlled substance?
Yes, ma'am.
So going back a little bit to when Mr. Martinez was detained, when you detained him, was your weapon drawn?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether Officer Lesh had his weapon drawn?
I don't recall.
You didn't have body worn camera, correct?
No, ma'am. I had taking everything off.
But Officer Lesh had body worn camera?
Yes.
Have you viewed Officer Lesh's body worn camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna play you what has been marked as State's Exhibit M1. This is Officer Lesh's body worn camera. I'm gonna pause State's Exhibit at 34 seconds. Here we see a green light out of your pocket with an antenna. What is that?
The radio.
Okay, and then there's I guess a bulge to the right or to the left of your right arm. What is that?
My service weapon.
Now, toward the middle of this screen, we can see the hinge of the bathroom stall door. Is that correct?
Yes.
How wide would you describe that gap is?
Very, very narrow. It's hard to see. You can see just small portions of a person's back standing up.
Resuming State's Exhibit.
You got a ticket? Open the door, I can see. Right, you have an ID? Hey, brother, we got an ID. Come on, officer, come on, police, policia.
Pausing State's Exhibit in 1 minute and 1 second. So you announced policia. What does that mean?
Police.
Okay, and at the time we see you obviously looking through the crack of the door, what could you see?
It's just just the back of a person. He's not facing me. I can only see small portions of a torso.
Are you able to see the entire area of the stall?
No, I couldn't see. And that was my concern there, is that, I don't know, he's, getting rid of, felony dope or has a weapon.
Resuming State's Exhibit. Well, actually, before that, while looking through the crack, could you see any belongings that Mr. Martinez had with him?
A bag?
Where was it?
I'm sorry?
Where was it?
I don't know. I can see just small pieces, so.
Resuming State's Exhibit.
Open it.
Pausing State's Exhibit in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Now on the left, or I guess the right of the screen, what the mouse is toggling around, what is this?
It's the bag, ma'am.
Okay, and when the door was kicked open, Mr. Martinez's front side was facing which direction?
Facing away from me, facing the wall, the urinal.
Okay, and the bathroom, the toilet in the bathroom, was the seat up or down? Here where the mouse.
Yeah, it was up, just the way it is there.
Okay, resuming State's Exhibit. Resuming State's Exhibit at 59 seconds.
Open it.
Pausing State's Exhibit at 1 minute and 10 seconds. So the screen glows black. Do you know why that happens?
It may have been because Officer Lesh is, moving it, maybe his arm covered the lens of the camera. And it's not uncommon for that to happen. Earlier models or attachment devices for the camera would fall off, and now, so it's not uncommon I would see, over the course of going to Exxon, it's just, at first they wouldn't stay very well. They'd fall off the uniform when you get into struggles like this, or as you're moving, you're putting your arm in front of the lens and it covers. So that's not uncommon.
Okay, do you recall whether Mr. Martinez had anything in his hands?
I'm sorry, if Mr. Martinez had.
Do you recall whether Mr. Martinez had anything in his hands?
I couldn't, I don't remember if he had anything in his hands. I just couldn't see his hands. I couldn't see him. And there was a concern there for me.
Okay, resuming state's exhibit.
What am I doing? Oh, I can't even. Oh, man. Shit, baby, shit, my fucking bed. Shit.
So we see you here, get on your phone. Do you recall who you were talking to or what happened?
I was receiving and yeah, maybe been receiving or making calls, checking with the other group because like I said, the other group is simultaneously making contact with the other suspect.
Okay, and at the top right corner, what time stamp does it have?
16:55 hours.
And what time is that not in
Four,
that?
4:55 hours, 4:55.
And what do we see here in Officer Lush's hands?
It appears to be the wallet belonging to the Ms. Martinez.
Okay, resuming state's exhibit at 1 minute and 37 seconds.
Why aren't you opening it? I was taking shit. Look at shit on my pants. Huh? Shit on my pants. Okay, well, we got a call first. There's a bag and all. What is in your bag? Oh, my that kid, man. I know that really shit on my pants, man. What happened? She keep me in the bag. Nobody keep me in the bag. Hey, somebody saw you. Nobody keep me in the bag. You keep me in the bag. That shit on my pants, man. That's not okay. What the fuck? Man,
Calling state's exhibit, Detective Segala, did Mr. Martinez tell you where he was coming from?
He got picked up at a bus station, but he wasn't forthcoming about where he was going.
Did he tell you who he was with?
A brother, a relative.
Did you observe, actually, never mind, I retract. Resuming state's exhibit.
Hey, when did you get here? Shit on my pants, man. This morning, I figured. Okay, all right. Is it all right? Yes, sir. Is it great? Is it great? No. No. Hey, I'm gonna let you come up and I'm gonna allow you to show up. That's pretty solid. But the minute you act up, I'm not acting, sir. I'll get before you go, man. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right. I'll be officers. I'll be cleaned up. All right. Everybody do wrong. Huh? Everybody do wrong. They know all that you can do. Sit up. Okay. All right. It's not money, sir. We're gonna secure it. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Don't get argument, nobody's not. I'm gonna ask. I did want to by myself. Keep it up with that. And I'll just bring everything to you as I we progress, okay? Yes. I'm the argument. I'm gonna ask you again. Anything else you're proposing, I didn't know. I don't have nothing. I don't have cash money. Yes, it's $3,000 something. I'll give you $720. It's this morning, I'm gonna buy a car, sir. I'll get my car. I was my brother that I want to buy a car. Right, I explained that to you. So, why am I being detained?
Calling state's exhibit at 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Mr. Martinez in the video states that he was dropped off by his brother. Based on your knowledge and I guess investigation of the suspect you were surveilling, did you know that individual to be the brother of Mr.
Objection,
Martinez?
relevance.
That'll be overruled.
No, it was not his brother. And during the course of this interaction, it just checked into the box. He had no clothes in that backpack. He wasn't staying here. He wasn't traveling or anything like that.
When Mr. Martinez was handcuffed and laying on the ground, you were patting over his clothing. What was the reason for that?
It just make it a habit of patting, make sure there's no any weapons, drugs, weapons, stuff like that, primarily weapons.
So was that done for officer safety?
Yes, ma'am. It was primarily for the safety of myself and all parties involved, to include Mr. Martinez.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Defense?
Detective Segala, back on January the 10th of 2024. How long had you been working for San Antonio Police Department?
21 years.
Any other jobs prior to that?
With the police department, as a patrolman, I worked with the Technical Response Unit, TRU, in the early 2000s. Then I worked with the gang unit, gang detail, then gang unit as a patrolman. After that, I promoted to night CID. I spent some time with these property crimes. I went over to covert nights. I went over to covert days, and now I'm at street crimes gun unit.
And how long were you with Covert prior to?
Roughly 2 years, sir.
Say again?
Roughly 2 years.
2 years?
Covert nights, 1 year. Covert days, another year.
Okay.
Roughly.
And then you said you left Covert when?
I left to covert, or I
Left the Covert unit. When did you leave the Covert unit?
5 months ago. I just got the the street crimes gun unit roughly 5 months ago, 6 months ago. And that-
Okay, so you went from the covert unit back to street crimes, correct?
The street crimes, gun crimes unit, the detective portion of that unit.
Okay, and why was that move made?
Because I wanted to get back into investigations. Not to say that
Voluntary
this
on
is
your
not an
part to move?
investigation, but into specific investigations.
Was it voluntary on your part to make that move?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
You weren't directed by someone above you to make that move?
No, sir.
So if I pulled your personnel records, I wouldn't find any?
No, so you can pull
Any
it, that's
issues?
fine.
Okay. All right, very good. So you're surveilling Ryan Westbrook, driving this white Chevy four-door Silverado truck, right?
Yes, sir.
And you watch him go pick up his kids, and then you watch him go to the omnibus station, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've testified that the omnibus station is a area of known narcotics activity, correct?
It is a method of how drug traffickers or a avenue that drug traffickers use to transport narcotics.
Okay, so you couldn't cite to any number of police reports that have detected the presence of narcotics at the omnibus station, correct?
No, sir, I cannot.
Are you familiar with the omnibus station? Have you been there before?
I've been to other bus stations like that during interdiction. In my course of my tenure here, I've done some interdiction type contacts at these type of bus stations.
Okay, and you're familiar with the approximate or with the location of the Omni bus station as compared to the Greyhound bus station, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to approach you and show you a map. It's identified as Defense Exhibit 12. Can you take a look at that, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you identify the Omni bus station on there?
It's off of Colorado, sir. Colorado
Okay.
10.
Is Colorado depicted on there?
It's yes, North Colorado Street. And
Okay, and can you recognize where the Greyhound bus station is at?
yes, sir.
All right, and I'm sorry, counsel, just one moment. Michael DeLeon, who do you have?
Juan Rivas.
All right, in defense, you may proceed.
Detective Segala, have you been to the Omni bus station more than once?
No, sir.
Okay. Would you recognize pictures of it if I showed it to you?
Yes, sir.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been identified as M Defense 10 and M Defense 11. Just like you to take a look at those. Tell me if you recognize them. They're illustrative, not necessarily for the date in question.
I don't recognize that one, sir.
Okay?
This one looks familiar. It's changed a little bit. Familiar.
Okay. I'll move to admit Defense Exhibit M10.
Any objections?
No objection, Judge.
All right, defense exhibit M10 is admitted without objection.
Judge, may I approach you?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Featherston, is your microphone? Oh, it's the one on the table. Thank you.
Is that better? So, Detective Segala, I think it's safe to say that during the entire course of this evolution, with respect to this defendant, you took no photographs, you took no video, correct?
That's correct.
And did you go back to the omnibus station to ask them if they had any video cameras at the station?
No, sir.
So you made no request for any video from omnibus station?
No, sir.
Did you make a request for any video from the Greyhound bus station?
No, sir.
So you have previously testified that you observed Mr. Martinez get off the bus at the omnibus station, wave at the white Chevy Silverado, and then go get in the rear passenger seat of that vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir. Vaguely that he waved, he made a gesture as if to smile, as if he knew the individual.
Okay, you were never, and with respect to the rear passenger compartment of the Silverado, it's heavily tinted, correct?
I would say heavily it's tinted. I don't
It's tinted,
say,
okay.
I can't say if it's heavily tinted.
It's tinted to the point where you can't really see what's going on in the back, correct?
I can see silhouettes of folks in the back, yes.
Silhouettes, all right. Now, you also indicated that you responded to the scene of the arrest of Ryan Westbrook, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you see the Chevy Silverado at the Shell gas station?
Yes, sir.
Did you see the backpack that the drugs were discovered in?
I saw a backpack.
Okay, you saw a backpack. Do you
Yes.
remember what it looked like?
No, sir. I know it had a design on the backpack. I don't recall exactly what it was, but there was a backpack.
All right, very good. So in your report, and you say you've been doing this for 21 years, so you know that you had to have everything material in your report, correct?
In this instance, I didn't feel that.
In this instance, you did not do that?
In this instance, I didn't feel that I needed to go. If you're referring to getting surveillance video, if that's what you're asking, I'm not sure.
Well, does a gang surveillance video exist?
I'm sorry, not surveillance video. Video from the bus stations? Is that what you're asking? If I went back and followed up with getting copies of videos? I don't know what you're asking.
Okay. Well, let's just move on then. So with respect to your report that you published on this particular case, that's what I'm referring to. Your written report? You
Yes,
remember that? Your written report? You reviewed
Okay.
it a little bit earlier?
Yes, sir.
You remember doing that?
A little. I glimpsed at it. I didn't really
Okay.
go into detail.
All right, good. But I mean, you'd agree with me that you're taught and continually reinforced to put everything material in your report when you publish it, right?
Yes and no.
Yes and no? Okay, so are you testifying that you routinely leave out material?
No, I
in
don't.
your
I don't
report?
leave out material that's pertinent to the case. No, if that's what you're asking.
Okay,
I put material in my report that's important to the case.
all right. So you described the backpack as being colored kids looking backpack. And where did you make that observation at?
When I was at the omnibus station, it had a design like a kid's backpack, like a color design.
Okay, and what color was that?
I don't recall.
Red,
I don't recall.
blue,
I don't recall.
yellow?
Sir, I just said I don't recall.
Okay. So really, it's no description at all, correct? Other than it's a backpack.
At this
Colored.
point, it's a smaller looking backpack with a design on it.
Okay, all right. And do you remember what color the backpack was where the drugs were discovered in?
I don't recall.
Don't recall anything about that?
Once I got to the scene, they showed me a backpack.
What did they show you?
They a bag with maybe a floral design on there. I don't know. And the narcotics sitting on top of the bag.
Okay, all right. So, but that's not the description of what you saw at the omnibus station.
I'm not certain, sir, because I could say I don't recall exactly what design, what color, exact description or what was on the bag.
Okay, and it's certainly not the description of what we saw on the video that Mr. Martinez had at the bus station, right?
I don't recall that.
Okay, very good. So you testified that based upon your training, education, and experience that you considered the fact that Mr. Martinez walked off one bus and got in a car and then went to another bus station to be characteristic of drug transactions. Is that not correct?
That he was picked up at one bus station and transported to a second bus station with a known drug trafficker that I had made a case on previously together, yes.
Okay, so and you say that we're talking about Ryan Westbrook, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you had made a previous case on Mr. Westbrook?
Not on him directly. It was on a separate suspect that he delivered methamphetamines to.
Okay. Separate suspect, but you had never previously arrested Ryan Westbrook?
Before that, before this, no. He
Okay,
was under investigation on the delivering the
all right.
large amount of methamphetamines.
Now, you previously testified about the worth of street drugs. Yeah. Do you read any DEA or Fusion Center intelligence reports?
No, sir.
You don't read any of that?
It comes across in my emails, and I may glimpse at one or two, but in depth and something that I'm interested in. No.
So how did you fix the value on January the 10th of 2024 of cocaine on the street? How did you fix that?
When as I testified earlier, when other detectives, we talk to each other about cases and street value, what people are paying. We compare notes and from field context, we ascertain that that's what these suspects are saying, and we share notes, and those numbers are affixed to.
So it's,
I'm not finished there. To the intelligence that we gather from the suspects that we have in custody at that point.
are you done now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have no state or federal government report or instrument that fixes the value of street drugs at any given time?
No, this is all by shared information from other detectives and from previous arrests, debriefs of individuals, like I said, is what we determine some of these prices to be.
So it's word of mouth.
Intelligence gathered from suspects that we have in custody. Not necessarily word of mouth, it's from intelligence we gather.
Okay.
It's coming directly from suspects.
All right. Is there, and there's no document that you can refer to that's published by the federal or state government, or even local government that would fix the value of street drugs at any given time?
Correct.
And additionally, since you can't cite a document that fixes the street value of drugs, you really can't cite a document that establishes what is the going price for a mule to transfer drugs from one location to another. Is that not correct?
That is correct, yes.
So your opine of what value would be attached to 1 kilogram of cocaine for its actual street value, or for the transport of that particular level of drugs. You're opining as to value associated with either possession of or transport of is suspect.
I'm sorry, sir, are you asking a question? I don't understand your question.
Okay. But you have no basis for saying, no scientific basis, no state-sponsored basis, no government-sponsored basis for establishing either the street value of 1 kilogram of cocaine or what the price would be to transport 1 kilogram of cocaine at any given time.
To answer your question now, but again, as I testified, that this is all from notes, suspects, debriefs,
Right.
cooperating witnesses, we could say.
Word of mouth, correct?
Information, intelligence gathered from cooperating, not just arrestees, but cooperating suspects.
Okay. And so I think it would be safe to say that based on your direct observation at the omnibus station, that you had a suspicion that that individual that you observed was a mule.
I had suspicions that a narcotics trafficking scenario was occurring
Okay.
as I was surveilling.
But no circumstantial that's connected to the case. No circumstantial evidence, no confidential informant that said that Mr. Martinez was on the way up from Laredo with drugs.
No
right?
informant, it's just all based on observation, surveillance, prior case knowledge.
That did
And
not involve Mr. Martinez, right?
does not involve Mr. Martinez, but just everything together incorporated, whether it be training, experience, doing this type of work in the past, what I'm seeing before my eyes, putting it together that, hey, this is what this is.
All right. Now, you've indicated to us that you followed the Chevy Silverado down to the Greyhound bus station, and that you broke off with Westbrook at that time, and you followed Mr. Martinez into the bus station, right?
Yes, sir.
And you observed him buying a ticket, right?
I maintained eye on Mr. Martinez in the lobby area for a short time before he bought or went over to the kiosk.
All right.
Okay.
And just 1 second. So if no parties have any objection, I'm going to go on recess at this point, and we will come back at 1:30 to conclude this hearing. The rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone until this hearing has concluded. And defense, the other witness who testified, if you need him to come back, just let the state know so they'll have him here.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 004-887 State versus Juan Alberto Martinez. Are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, the court had a chance to, as I've told parties, I know the law on this subject matter, but whenever anyone gives me case law, I always like to reread it, to re-review it, because sometimes it says something different when you interpret it. So I've had a chance to do that. I do recall all of the testimony from the witnesses that were called. And based upon the case law, based upon the testimony for the witnesses, the defense's motion will be granted. Is there anything else? All right, and just one moment. I will most definitely give you all the findings of facts and conclusions of law. But what the court will say is the court, with regards to any statements that were given, the court is finding that he was under arrest. It was not a detention, it was an arrest. And in the findings of fact and the conclusions of law, I'll state what the court is basing that upon. With regards to the arrest itself, the court is finding there was no probable cause for the arrest at all. And the court will submit findings of fact and conclusions of law as to why the court came to that conclusion and the facts the court based those conclusions upon.
Your Honor, may I address the court?
Yes.
Judge, will your ruling include that his identity is suppressed? I mean, that's really the operative issue here,
Mhm.
that he had no probable cause or reasonable suspicion to determine his identity.
All right, so what the court is going to do is the court is suppressing the arrest. The court is suppressing any statements. That's what the court will do.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I think the state has not indicated whether they want to proceed with the case or not. If, and I'm assuming that we're still in the
I don't-
process.
Believe they have anything to proceed on. Everything has been suppressed.
Well, I agree with the court, but I haven't heard the state say that whether they're going to appeal or drop the case or.
And that is what I will need to check on. If this would be any kind of appellate issue or anything like that.
All right, if you all could find that out today, because is this the only thing that's holding him in
It's
custody?
the only thing that's holding.
Yeah, so if y'all can find that out, I will get an answer from them today.
Your Honor, you're most kind.
All right, thank you.
May we be excused, Judge?
Well, if you will make sure you come back so we can have an answer for you. I say we,
I'll
but
hit
the
the other,
state.
I'll put you on the circuit.
All right,
I'll
thank
be right
you.
back.
Thank you. You're welcome.